Hi everyone, I'm Marcy, and today I'm going to share one of the best ways to use your Hatch Green Chile, and that's by making Green Chile Chicken Enchiladas. I make them so many different ways. It just depends on what I'm in the mood for, what ingredients I have on hand, or how much time I have. But this particular chili sauce that I'm making today is probably the most classic, and it's a definite crowd pleaser. I've already got my chicken cooked and shredded to save time, but you can cook chicken however you normally do, or you can buy a ready-made rotisserie chicken and just shred it. And aside from that, all you're going to need is half of a medium yellow or white onion chopped, 3 garlic cloves, anywhere from 1.5 cups to 2 cups of Hatch Green Chile that's been roasted, peeled, and chopped. And I know I sound like a broken record because I talk about this so much on this channel, but if you don't live in an area where you have access to fresh Hatch chili where you can roast it and then store it in your refrigerator or in your freezer like I do, look for it in a jar. Just make sure that it says Hatch Green Chile because there is a difference. And then we're going to be thickening our chili sauce by making a roux using equal parts butter and flour. I'm going to be using 1/3 cup of each. Then you'll need some corn tortillas and some oil for frying them, and then the shredded cheese of your choice. My favorite is Munster, but for some reason I've been having a hard time finding it at the store that's closest to me. So today I'm just going with cheddar cheese. So let's go ahead and get started. Heat a large pan on the stovetop with enough oil to coat the bottom, and when it's hot, add in most of the chopped onion, reserving a little for later. Sauté for a few minutes, and when it starts to get translucent, mince the garlic directly into the pan, and immediately add in the chopped Hatch Green Chile. This is when it starts to smell so good in the kitchen. And I forgot to mention that you do need water, so I've got about 5 cups of water here in this pan. And I'm just going to heat it up, and we're going to add that. That's going to be the liquid for our sauce. Season the chili and onion mixture with plenty of salt and pepper. Give it all a good mix, and then pour in the hot water. Let it come to a boil, lower the heat, and then let it continue to simmer. Meanwhile, I'm going to heat up a separate pan and work on the thickening agent. Again, I'm using equal parts butter and flour. I first melt the 1/3 cup of butter. Then I quickly measure out 1/3 cup of flour and add it to the melted butter. Stir quickly to get it all incorporated into the butter, and let the flour cook for at least a couple of minutes while continuing to stir. Then add the thickening paste to the chili sauce. Mix, mix, mix until it's all blended into the sauce, and you should see it turn into a gravy-like consistency. Now we just get it all dissolved into the sauce, and you can see that it thickens it up perfectly. Now, say you didn't have any butter or flour and you wanted just an alternative. Another thing that you can do is you can take a can of cream of chicken or a can of cream of mushroom or both and add it and use that as your thickening agent. And it's just another way to make a delicious chili sauce. But this one, like I said, is the most classic way. And I'm just going to let this continue to simmer. I'm going to lower the heat and let it simmer a bit longer. Now I can start frying the corn tortillas. For this, I'm using canola oil. Once it's hot, I just dip the tortillas in one at a time. And use a fork to turn them around so that they fry well on both sides. I drain off the excess oil and continue frying the rest. Now, I mentioned that I make enchiladas many different ways. Probably the most common way that I make them, especially if it's just Tony and I at home, is I make them stacked flat. So what I would do is I would take the corn tortilla as soon as it's fried, dip it directly in the sauce, add some chicken, cheese, and then layer on the next tortilla and just serve it in a plate flat, like pancake style. The other ways that I do it is I will roll it. I will put the chicken on here, a little onion and some cheese, and then I roll them up and then pour the sauce over on a plate as well. Or I will roll them in a casserole dish. Sometimes I cut up the tortillas into little triangles and I will do sort of a casserole. And today what I'm going to do is make a casserole but leave my corn tortillas whole. So I'll show you in just a bit as soon as I'm done frying all these. Once all the corn tortillas are fried, I grab my 9 by 13 inch baking dish and place the first layer of corn tortillas on the bottom. I pour enough chili sauce to cover the tortillas and then follow it with shredded chicken, a generous helping of shredded cheese, and then I sprinkle a little onion. Then I repeat the process a couple more times until I filled my baking dish. You should have plenty of chili sauce to cover 3 or 4 layers in a casserole dish. Then place it in the oven to bake at 350 degrees for about 30 minutes. And when it comes out, it's heaven on earth. Golden, bubbly, and delicious. I'm just gonna let it cool for a bit and then we'll serve it. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and cut myself a nice big portion. Ooh, look at that. You see the chicken, all the melty cheese, and that beautiful green chili sauce. They say that you eat with your eyes first, and if that's the case, I am definitely loving this already. Go ahead and take a bite. It was a little too hot, but really, really good. The Hatch chili just comes through. I hope you try this recipe and I hope you love it as much as I do. And like I said, this is probably the classic way to make your green chili sauce, but have some fun with it. Run with it and make your enchiladas however you like them. Thanks so much for checking out this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. I also invite you to follow me at Marcy Inspired on Instagram and Facebook. Until next time, blessings from my kitchen to yours.